I'm here with Sofia Ilmonen, and I'm really, really happy to have an interview time with her. And I would love to ask you some questions. First, how are you?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, quite excited to show the collection. Yeah.
Is it your first time here in France with the collection?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, I just finished my graduate studies, and this is part of my graduate collection. Yeah.
Congratulations for that. What I love about it, it's very feminine, and I, as a woman, I love to wear dresses. And I would love to ask you, because it's it's impressive, because it's really a very strong style. What is the inspiration behind?
Okay, so I think for me, when I started the process, it was like thinking new ways for doing sustainable fashion. So actually, it's really much concentrated on this square module format and the concept, transformable clothing concept behind it. So that was maybe the driving force to create this type of collection. But then there are maybe historical references, what you can maybe see on the silhouettes. But also, I think with the kind of the whole concept, the idea was to kind of like empower women to, be their individual, beautiful as they are. Yeah.
Very beautiful. When you say there's inspiration also in historical context, what, for example?
So when I kind of started to do research on transformability, I found these like 17th and 18th century detachable clothing parts, which are considered as the early stages of modularity. So they may be like cuffs or collars that could be taken away and change into new season styles, so they could be up to date with less kind of thing. So this is the whole idea behind it, but also that visual research inspired me with the silhouettes.
One question to those different kind of how you can take the different things, parts of the dress, for example. Yeah. Is there also a possibility to detach things from your dresses, or how? Yes?
Yeah, I've been showing this. So this is the kind of like the basic square module. And this is how all the garments are actually created, with this shape and size.
Okay, so
this is what I mean about like modularity, transformability, that they're all created with this. So one season you could have a long dress, but then if you feel like, no, I want a shorter cocktail dress, it could be taken apart and then built again with the kind of like with the structure that I've created.
Amazing. I would love to ask you, how were the different steps from the beginning, from the main idea to the end product now?
I mean, it was quite a long journey for me. So it kind of started at the beginning of my master studies. So it was just like maybe one by one discoveries, accidents that then led to this format and this structure. So almost like 2 years of developing. Yeah.
Wow. And you are from Finland. Is there a special vibration from this country, which is very special, with a lot of snow and the darkness and the sun? Is there something I can discover from Finland in your collection, or do you feel something about it?
Well, I would say maybe like innovation. I think from like there are many innovation that comes from Finland, so maybe there's a little bit of that. So like maybe like design combined with like technique, but then the color wise, maybe that is because we have long dark winters. I wanted to have loads of colors.
Yeah, I can imagine. Thank you. Well, I think we talked about the political message behind this too. We refurbish and reuse the things.
So I guess that's really the main point, that can we think of fashion in a cycle rather than the linear how it is now, so that this dress as in its format, it's not the end point, it's just the start. So it can transform with you, whoever owns it. So I think that's quite beautiful.
Wow, amazing message. Also very female, because cycles and the feminine energy, everything is a cycle. The 4 seasons is a cycle,
Exactly. Yeah, that's a nice way to put it as well.
Thank you very much. Can you show us the piece for Chloe?
Yeah, sure. So it's right here. So yeah, so it's here. So I actually I decided to use the same square format. But then I was kind of like the inspiration what I had for the silhouette. I kind of like, and the color especially, I went to the footstep of the founder of Chloe, Gabi Avignon, and kind of like her everlasting source of inspiration, which was the Mediterranean landscape. So, you know, it inspired the kind of color and the floatiness of the dress, almost like, you know, almost like a sea. And then also I incorporated the quite distinctive Chloe element, which is the cape. So at the back of the dress.
Okay, wonderful. How long did you work on this dress?
I think most of the dresses, they take like about 2 to 3 weeks to actually make and sew one garment.
Each little button here, do you make them yourself?
They are actually 3D printed, the buttons. Yeah, but then they are dyed to match the kind of like outfit color or the dress color.
Interesting. What is the material? Last question. What is the material you're working with?
So this is pea silk organza, and that's one of the main materials that I've used. And then, yeah, I have organic cotton poplin as another important material that I've used.
For the silk, I would love to ask you, how do you, because this is also an environmental issue, it's good to use silk, but also, you know, it can be also dangerous for maybe they exploit the silk.
Yeah.
So where does it come from, the silk?
So this is actually pea silk organza. So it's actually made so that the silkworms are not harmed in the process. So that's another, like, you know, it's a good approach to silk, I would say.
Thank you. It's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you for this beautiful interview. Can I ask you that we make just a short overview again from your pieces, and you tell me 2-3 pieces. You tell me a bit what is behind or what you feel like. For example, this green one.
Yeah.
We would start with that, and you just.
Do you want me to say
Yeah,
something?
maybe you can say this is number. This is the one I did with the green. And
okay, maybe I'll. Yeah. Okay. So this is as you can see, V-neck maxi dress, and I've used 17 square modules on this one. And it's pea silk organza again, but this one is actually dyed with leaf green. So this is naturally dyed as well, which is like, you wouldn't maybe even, you know, would say that, but how strong colors you can actually get from nature, that's quite amazing.
Wow, amazing! Yes, Thank you very much. And here, do you can you show us? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yeah. So here, this is made out of cotton poplin, and this one has 12 squares. What it's made out of, and what else? And actually here, I get to collaborate with Émeric Ledun, who made the covered buttons in like almost like mimicking the 3D buttons that I made, but with their traditional way.
Wow,
so that was quite amazing to get like the fabric covered buttons, but they are still those two-headed, so they can be taken away without sewing and unpicking.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And this is cotton, yes?
Sorry?
This is the only dress in cotton, yes?
No, there's more.
Okay.
Yeah. And this lilac one is also cotton. And then on the white one, the skirt is cotton poplin.
That's wonderful. Do you have a favorite piece of yours?
Well, I have to say it's probably the yellow dress. In here, I had the honor to work with Métier Chanel, one of the ateliers there, a Lognon. And so they have done the pleating, but then it's combined with the module structure. So it's really like, you know, the craftsmanship is just amazing. So I was really honored to work with them. So that might be one of my favorite pieces.
Can we see it once, please?
So it's like this.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sofia Ilmonen.
You're welcome.
Ah, yes, and the access. Can we see an accessoire of you too? Maybe. Oh.
So like this, and I've actually used on this one. These are like leather squares again. So it's just folded in a way that it kind of like makes a bag.
Oh, I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your time, for the very interesting input, and for the strong political message too, also for us women.
Yes.
So I wish you a great festival and all success, and I hope to see you again on another one.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.